Oh, hello there, and welcome to the Vodkast, or whatever this is. I've seen a lot of content creators make these fancy videos about making coffee. So why don't we make one of our own?
Get yourself a ritual. Coffee and drugs. Coffee and drugs. Hey, coffee and drugs. My ritual is love. Light a candle, put on a rubber, and stare into the waiting, wanting eyes of another, a sweet, sweet lover, another, yeah. Coffee and drugs, coffee and drugs, coffee and drugs, yeah, coffee and drugs. Light a candle in your bedroom, lose yourself to your mama in a tablespoon, and get yourself a ritual. Coffee and drugs, yeah, coffee and drugs, whatever rise up above, yeah. My ritual is and will forever be love.
I thought Keurig was supposed to make it more convenient to have coffee in the morning. You ever have to use a percolator to make coffee? I never did, but my uncle did. He used to make it on his stove. I remember he'd sit around and smoke cool cigarettes and percolate coffee all day. And then he'd make those meatballs. Oh, those meatballs were so good. Hey, I was out in my yard this morning taking the dog, and I found some cool shit. Check this out. So I was taking the dog outside. Whew. Man, it is really cold out here today. Look at this. This looked really cool too. The sun is just starting to hit it now, so it's not going to last long, so I wanted to get out here. This is the real shitty thing about not having my camera. Man, I would love to come out here and set something up, and it doesn't matter. Drink your coffee, you little bitch. God, that's hot. Remember when you used to make a pot of coffee? You'd have to, choose how much coffee you put and put the fucking filter in. I really like the K-cups, but they're really bad for the environment, and our Keurig, the pin broke off of it like day one when we got it. But I'd rather use the reusable cups anyway because it's better for the environment, and I rarely have coffee, but it's one of those mornings. It was so cold out there. But I knew I had to go back out after I brought the dog back in, and my feet were fucking freezing, and I was just like, oh, maybe we could just do this later. I'm like, no, the sun's coming up. If you don't go out now, it's going to be gone. So I'm slowly recovering. I took some decongestant, the D. I took some D last night, and it cleared everything up. And when I got up this morning, I could breathe clear. It's starting to sneak its way back in. I don't know if that's because the pill is wearing off or not, but I'm feeling 100 times better. Maybe not 100 times. Maybe about 73 times better than I was even yesterday. Every day it's just gotten better and better. The first 2 days were pretty fucking rough, but I'm doing good. So I was sitting outside yesterday, and as I was on my phone, I looked up, and there was a huge buck there, and I tried to get some footage of it, but it ran away, but I got a little bit of footage of it. Check this out anyway. I think it just took off. It was a giant buck. I think there might have been two of them. That's a blue jay, loud as fuck. And I heard another one that definitely had antlers charging through the forest in that direction, so there was two male right there. See if I can draw them out. Come here, dear. Come here, dear. This is a local deer call. If you live in Lynchburg, Virginia, they'll come right to you. Come here, dear. See? Ah, there it goes. Come here, dear. Dear, come here. Dear. There you are. You see him? They're very well camouflaged. In the deep Virginia wood. The Jeep. See him? You see him? If you see him, I don't know. It's hard to be interactive with YouTube. Yeah, I can say put something in the comments, but he's right there. See him? See his ears perk up? Man, you just shift a little bit and you can lose him in the camera. Let him live his life. That ain't my life. I don't want to bother him. I'm gonna live in the woods. I don't care. He can live in my house for all I care. Sometimes in the winter, when the ice gets heavy on the bough, you can hear the limbs cracking in the woods. Sometimes even a tree comes down. It's a pretty neat thing to listen to. It's not too bad today because we didn't get a ton of freezing rain, but when we get a lot, it's like the coolest thing. I guess it's that age-old question, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it still make a sound? How can sound exist if no one's there to hear it? Or something like that. I don't know. It's just fun to listen to. It's really neat. It's like hearing brittle bones break or something weird. It's especially when like there's snow all over the ground. Like right now it's just gray and wet. But there was enough freezing rain earlier that I just came out for a minute and I can hear it. So pretty cool. Have any of you ever started a church? I started the process yesterday of looking into it, and I took a look at the 1023 forms, what you have to file if you're going to be a non-profit type deal. And the only problem I've run into so far is assigning an EIN number, and I don't know how to get that if I don't already have the business to start with. Not the business, but the church to start with. If you have any ideas, put them in the comments below. But the first Church of the Dude of Lynchburg is in the works. It's definitely something I want to do, and I'll probably do a live stream pulpit reading, or something. Some kind of sermon once a week, just to make it legit. And then I'm just going to write everything in my life off, Seem convenient. All the other churches get away with it, so it's about time that good old Jay got a piece of the pie in the sky. So I wanted to sit down today. I don't know if we've actually talked about my experience personally from the beginning of this pandemic to where we are today. But it's been just an interesting road because back in like January, I think we first started hearing about the flu in Wuhan. And I thought it was the craziest thing. I'm like, oh God, I hope that doesn't come here. Like, it wasn't like a real deal, but it was definitely an outbreak in Wuhan. And because of that, like I thought, okay, it's over there. You often turn on the news and you see things that are over there or down there or up there. You know what I mean? It's those times when they start affecting you here that they really take on meaning. And it shouldn't. It should start taking on meaning when you find out that there's people suffering anywhere in the world. But January proceeded into February. Nothing much had changed. I think my last trip to Target was on my birthday of 2020. So February 28th of 2020, I'm fairly certain I spent part of my day going to Target because I like going to Target. And that was the last time I'd been there. So that's been, 7 or 8 months at this point, and it's a real bummer because I love going there. But we kept waiting because we heard about the first case in Seattle, and then there was some in New York, and then we're like, oh shit, like this, it's here. But it was 1, or there's 15 tomorrow, which didn't seem like a lot at the time. But then all of a sudden it was 100, and it spread so quickly. So the schools, I don't know if they did it nationwide at the same time or not, but I get the call from our school like I do, and they made the announcement saying we're going to close for the rest of the week, so we can make choices. So I told the boys, they were super excited. I know there's a video out there somewhere of them reacting to it, and then I think before the weekend had even hit, by Friday, they announced that they were going to close for 2 weeks. And I was like, hey guys, no school for 2 weeks. And we were super excited about it, and it was fun, and it was like this thing, like, like a blizzard happens. It's like, oh, we got to stay inside and, buckle down. And And then the shit really hit the fan. And within those 2 weeks, we all knew right away that at least for the rest of, 2019, we were going to shut down and there'd be no school. But none of us knew that we wouldn't be going back to school that year, or our kids wouldn't be going back to school that year. And so it still was just a thing, though, at the beginning. And then they did the shutdown. And when toilet paper started running out, like, my biggest fear at first, and I think I've talked about this before, was that I didn't think that the virus is as bad as it was, but I thought that people were going to start losing their mind, and the people who had been suppressed for as long as they had were going to rise to the surface, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know what I mean? I thought it was going to be World War III in the streets, which, you move a little bit further on down the road, and you end up with protests and obviously rioting and so on and so forth. So when it all came together like that, like, it got scarier and scarier. At first, like, I'd go out still, I'd wear a mask, but I'd go out. And then we switched over to the ordering only for a long time. But it's hard when you're raising 2 kids and 5 animals and you run out of cat food, or like you run out of milk, or like I'm buying orange juice 3 cartons at a time now because my kids piss through orange juice. And here we are once again. It's December again. We've almost made it to a year point where it really kind of started impacting all our lives. And in some ways, it is very much a different world. Things as simple as like going out to get your mail now. You start thinking, somebody touched this mail. This mail has been in a lot of hands. It could have, as safe as you can be. You can never be too safe. But if you live your life too safe, then you're just living in fear, and that's something you don't want to do. So I say be as careful as you can. Let's keep riding this thing out. Hopefully these vaccines don't turn us all into zombies. I'm not an anti-vaxxer or anything like that. I am going to wait a little while. I mean, we've been doing fine as it is, and the kids are home now until after winter break anyway. The boys have never gone back to school. I refuse to send them back. Grayson has not a compromised immune system, but like, he's a frail little guy, and he gets sick, and he gets sick hard. And so this last week's been tough with having both boys sick. They're finally come around. They still sound terrible, but they're running around like maniacs. I kind of feel like, in a way, it almost needs to stay this way just for the sake of everyone moving forward, at least until, our scientists eradicate all viruses altogether or something. I don't know. That's never going to happen, I mean, a mass extinction on Earth? I guess we're finally due for another one. Maybe this is the first signs of the next mass extinction for humans. We really deserve it. Be better, humans. Alright guys, that's all I got for you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful season, holiday season. Love seeing that you guys are enjoying watching these videos. And if you are enjoying these videos as much as I'm loving making them, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and hit that little bell icon. It'll let you know every time I put out a new video. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow, and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and in the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who can't take care of themselves. They are the ones that need it the most. Especially this season, man. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is the Road to 40, the Vodkast, whatever it is. I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road. Good night.